The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg Podcast. I'm Seth, and with me is Swoosh and John Doe.
Hello.
Hi.
Or apparently Swoosh isn't here.
Yeah,
But I said things.
you didn't.
Did? I didn't hear squat.
It recorded on my side.
Well, I mean, that's going to be the fun bit in the edit. I'm going to call you out for not saying hello, and it's like, wait a minute, there it is.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Well, I didn't get it.
That is fair.
So, first up to this week, before we get into everything else, we wanted to kind of call back to last week's episode. We talked about some games from our childhoods that we could not get the names of and just sort of recalled as strange fever dreams.
Yes.
So, John Doe, would you like to do yours first?
Goddamn Llamatron. Like, it's literally a yellow llama that's got a rocket launcher on the back, and it just shoots forward while waves and waves of enemies come at you. You just have to survive as long as you can. You progress through the map by killing every enemy on the map. Then the next map loads and a different kind of enemy comes at you. I spent so fucking long looking for this, and then I was just sitting there, it's like, God, it can't be that hard to find. Yellow llama rocket launcher. Yellow llama wave map. Then it just went through, and then llama video game. First fucking search result. Like, God damn, how long was I looking for this fucking thing?
Even better, it is the name you would think for this as well.
I know.
Llamatron. Like,
I was too busy trying to describe it, not just llama video game.
And it's some serious, like, old school, like, Atari level stuff.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so good. I looked at it and thought, I could probably, like, go and find a copy of this somewhere and, like, just play it. And then the more I thought about it, it's like, I've already got such a back catalogue of games that no, I'm not going to do that.
I've also been spoiled for graphics now. It's hard to go back to old games.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. When I saw the video for this game, because John O posted it in the chat, all I could think of was, like, is this, like, the ancient version of Vampire Survivor?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Like, when I first played Vampire Survivor, I got immediate flashbacks of this game. It's like, holy shit, like, this.
Which is crazy, because Vampire Survivor kicked off an entire resurgence of this type of game.
Yeah. I was trying to, like, remember the genre of this style of game, like, from Vampire Survivor. I can't even remember what they're fucking called now. But,
I don't think they have a name.
which is surprising, because there's a lot
I
of them
think
out
they're
there.
all still just called Vampire Survivor clones.
I think it's just called Survivors or something.
Yeah, I think they're just survival games now.
I know they fall under the roguelite kind of thing because
because of
die.
the
Bullet hell roguelite
get
kind of thing.
upgrades,
Yeah.
yada 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 thing.
But yeah, just it took me far too long to find such a basic title of a game.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad I did. Now I can wash it out of my brain.
It can now leave
man.
you alone for like 3 seconds.
I mean, I found my one, but my one didn't have anywhere near as interesting a title as Llamatron.
Yeah.
Yet, at the same time, it's even weirder.
Actually,
because
sorry.
it's a strange game.
Sorry, I just remembered. Llamatron was called that because it's a rip-off of another game called Robotron. And it was literally the exact same thing, but a little robot that ran around and did it.
Brilliant.
And that
That
was
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
It's good to know, like, this has been happening since the dawn of video games.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, my one was this bizarre game from 1995 called Cold Dreams.
Cold
Which
fucking
has-
fever dreams.
It
Jesus.
has nothing to do with the actual game from what we've seen.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
The map looks like a desert temple, so it's not cold. But, like, it could be a dream, though. Who knows?
But I mean, like, that's just level 1.
Yeah.
I showed these guys a video of it, and it's just like, yeah, man, like, this shit is so weird and bizarre and, like, straight out of the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And if
so
you
very nice.
ever played or seen Cold Dreams, you'll know why it was just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could get this out of their head if they'd played it back in the 90s.
I have only seen this as of today, and it's living in my head already. Like, you can feel it setting up like a nice little nesting space.
I did try for a good while to get it running again on my super modern machine, and I have not succeeded. I will probably keep trying when I have some time, because I kind of hope that if I can actually play this game, I can excise it from my mind.
Excise the demons!
Because it has been living there rent-free for years. I used to own the actual physical copy of this game. I bought it as a kid. I don't have it anymore, so it's impossible for me to just look in my big back library of stuff and find it. So, yeah.
You know what? I'm
happy to have at least known it exists. It's not just some bizarre thing that I imagine.
I'd be so like these things live rent free in my head. I want to charge them rent in dopamine. Like this, that way I might get some occasionally. But the fact that following that one, you ended up finding a different game you've been searching for God knows how long.
I actually found it ages ago, but I was talking to these guys in the preamble about it and how like there was this other game that I thought was a construction of my mind.
Yeah.
Because it was another game from the big multi-bootleg disc that I was talking about last week. This game called Boppin'. It's a really weird puzzle game where you play these triangle-headed guys who they have to match blocks together to clear puzzle boards, but you also have to match them in certain shapes because all the monsters from video games have been taken and trapped within these puzzle boards.
Yeah.
And you have to match them in correct shapes to release the monsters. So clearing the boards gets you the bad ending, clearing it with all the monsters gets you the good ending. But I thought this was some weird bullshit I made up until Ross Scott from Accursed Farms did a video on it. I'm like, oh my god, it's real? This thing exists? And yeah, I showed it to these guys, and immediately they're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Not gonna lie, when you told me it was like you're playing these triangle-headed guys, my mind immediately went to Silent Hill.
Yeah, so
like,
did I. So you said it's
Pyramid
like,
Head?
Silent Hill? What? That doesn't sound like Silent Hill. What are you on about? But at some point,
Even weirder than that.
at some
puzzle
point,
game where you play
someone
monsters.
spent a lot of time making that game. Like the sprites, the maps, layouts, the puzzles, the whole concept behind it. Someone spent a lot of time on that for it to be lost to obscurity.
Yeah. So we had to shout that out. It can't be lost forever.
I mean, you'll be able to find it on an abandoned site. It's generally a fun puzzle game, but like it really stretches your brain toward the end of it to get all the angles right, and get all the solutions.
Yeah.
I'm playing it a lot as a kid.
Well, this was back in the era where games were... They didn't have difficulty settings. It's like, this is the game. Play the game.
And you
But
either
too
played
hard.
it well or fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that I probably wouldn't want to play as much now, but that's simply because as an adult, I generally don't have as much time as I used to. But this is the kind of game where when I was a kid, where it was like, what am I doing with my Saturday? Nothing. Cool. I can just play this game all day and brute force it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, obscure random shit from our childhood.
So
much
watching your Cold Dreams reminded me of Jill of the Jungle, because we played that so much at school.
That was a...
You know,
Such a good game.
That got an updated release on GOG for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just Googled it then and it came with the GOG version. It's like, holy shit. I haven't played that since, computer class in year 5, so fucking 96, around there.
Yeah, something like that. Oh,
Yeah.
like, again, as I mentioned last week, my mom used to get me the demo disc to shut me up.
Yeah.
And I remember Jill of the Jungle was one of them. So, yeah, I've played a lot of really weird, obscure video games back in the 90s.
You were lucky getting demo disc to shut you up. I only got footballs and cricket bats.
Oh, no.
I
How dare they give you things that actually get you exercise?
I
I
got
would've
the
rather the
shareware
demo
things
discs.
occasionally. I used to get them in like the ones that came with cereal and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
Age of
Cereal and
Empires
magazines and yeah.
one. Yeah.
The Age of Empires one was dumb value.
Mm.
The fact that they
oath.
gave you that whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a box of cereal, like, goddamn, I ended up with so many discs of that.
Oh, yeah. Eventually they just become coasters, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember back when we first got to start burning our own discs.
Yeah.
You get like 90% through it, and then it had error, and then that disc was useless.
Yeah.
So many error discs. Holy shit.
And then you just take it out of the drive, write coaster on it, and put it on the table and try again.
Or just write frisbee.
Just have a window open next to you. Whoop!
I mean, I'm probably going to slightly out myself here, but when I was in a share house at one point, and we were across the road from a building that had a fire go through it, and it was just abandoned.
Yeah.
It was all chain locked up and whatnot, so no one could get in. And we were cleaning up a friend of mine's room, and he had this massive pile of old demo discs.
Nice.
So we just spent the afternoon trying to throw them through the upstairs window of the burnout house.
There is some hobo living in that room going, what the fuck is happening?
Why is it raining Xbox discs?
Oh, God.
Look, we just didn't have anything better to do with them, so we just started doing that. It was just like, well, this is fun.
Yeah. It's always fun when they, like, hit something hard and shatter. When you get that
Because
nice
we were
good
wigging
throw.
them pretty hard. Like, all the windows were smashed, so it's not like we were breaking glass or anything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you'd wing them pretty hard at the building, and if, like, it missed the window, it'd just be like, bam, smash across the
The
brick concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weirdly fun.
I just opened GOG and added Jello of the Jungle to my account. Because, well,
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some nostalgia right there.
Oh, yeah.
Nostalgia.
I don't know if I'll
And it's a
ever
cool
actually get
version
back.
of it, too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever actually go back to play it, but yeah, it's there.
But you will have it. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I grabbed Biomenace when it was put up for free on there as a gift from Apogee, and it's like, I am never going to play this game. This game is way too brutally hard
Yeah.
for what it is. But I will definitely what I meant. I will definitely get this game and download it and put it in my little gaming archive, despite the fact that I will never fire that game up. It's way too difficult if you ever played Biomenace.
After that conversation, I ended up finding, like, searching for a bunch of old Mega Drive games I had. One of them was called The Ooze, and it was so
Oh,
strange.
the Ooze. I fucking love the Ooze.
Oh, I loved The Ooze. It was a great game.
The Ooze, Boogerman. Like, holy
Oh,
shit.
Boogerman! Fuck yes,
I remember
was
Boogerman.
great.
Boogerman was awesome.
Earthworm Jim, always a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Earthworm Jim.
But I was one of those weird kids who also had the Mega CD, so I remember the Spider-Man game for that was really fucking fun. Like, it was
Yeah, no.
surprisingly
You
good.
fucking
Okay,
well
you
outpriced
were
us, I
anyone
believe. Jesus, you're one of those kids. Nah.
I was one of those weird ones.
I only ever knew someone who owned a Mega Drive. I never knew anyone who owned the CD or a Saturn.
Yeah. Now, the CD was added on because, didn't want to get an extra thing. So just add on to this. Fine. But, good stuff. But, the Ooze is stuck in my head. Occasionally I get flashbacks of it. Like, I should play that game again.
It was such a good game, like having to go through it and collect bits of ooze to expand, but the more you expand, the more chance of getting hit. It's such a good concept. I liked it.
It was really fun. It was so simple.
I mean, let's face it, back in those days, they could throw everything at a wall and, an awful lot of it would actually stick.
Yeah, that's how Boogerman survived.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid playing Boogerman and getting stuck like in a bit where I just wasn't certain how to get through it, and asking Mama if I could call the hotline to get the tips on how to play.
The hint hotline.
How to get to a
forgot
secret
about
area
that.
of it, and holy shit, Mum got that next phone bill, and Jesus, I copped it. But
Bloody
Yeah.
hell, yeah.
the old tip
Back in
line.
those days. Didn't have the internet, you had to call some person and they'd tell you what to do. and
It
they'd
literally
charge
had
you
a
like 50
folder
bucks.
of the cheats and tips. Back when cheats worked,
Bloody hell.
you didn't just pay for them.
Yeah.
That were like the best version of like Easter eggs.
Fucking oath.
Yeah. I like the way that Ratchet and Clank kept cheats in, because he just had to earn them with platinum bolts. And it was the old stuff like the big head mode, and it's like, this is fun. It doesn't change anything, it just makes it interesting.
It's the same as the older Lego games, like
Yes.
the old Lego
Yeah.
Star Wars and that. Like they actually had cheats and stuff in them.
All the red bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And like, even games that like you wouldn't have expected there to be cheats necessarily in, they could be because they just lock them behind like completion times.
Yeah.
So all like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, it was all locked behind like, can you finish this level on this difficulty set within this time frame?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a cheat.
Yeah. Are you good
And
enough
also get, like,
to
the
not
golden
need
guns
the
and stuff.
cheats? Here's a cheat.
Yeah. God.
I remember there was a guy I knew in my high school who, if you gave him $10 and your copy of Perfect Dark, he'd just get all the cheats for you.
Nice.
I think every school had one of those kids.
Oh, the video game dealers back in the day.
It's like, what level you want unlocked? You want a code for that level? Shit, I can do that.
Buy me a pie at the tuck shop. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, some shit like that. I thought that shit was funny as hell.
Oh, God.
The nostalgia of the days of youth.
They're
All I
so
can think
far
of now
away
are like all the old games I had on the Mega Drive. And
Mega
so
Drive
good.
was a good fucking system. Like, honestly, I want us to go back to like, having the big chunky cartridges because the amount of shit we can fit onto a Switch cartridge now.
Just have it as an
Plug it
SSD.
in.
Just load them up on an SSD and run with
It'd be
it.
amazing. I'd love that.
See, what I'd actually rather is a big chunky cartridge that you could just put the little SSDs in.
Yeah.
Hell,
Yeah.
even if it could handle like a couple of them.
Oh, that hot swapping between different games would be fun.
Well, so instead of hot swapping, you'd be like, I'm playing these two games. You know,
Yeah.
like maybe a more silly action game and a thinky game.
Yeah.
And instead of having to, the game, in, you just put them both into your big chunky cartridge, slam that bitch in, and you can access both games.
That'd be good. I'd be okay with that.
That'd be the best way to get the advantages of, we don't need the big cartridges for every game.
Yeah.
Just have small little carts.
Yeah.
And as well as, like, for the home, like, imagine if the dock for the Switch just had a big chunky,
Oh, I would love that.
but it's only part of the dock. So when it's not in the dock, you still got only little tiny cartridges
Yeah.
with good portability. How fucking dope would that shit be?
I would love that. It'd be perfect.
You hear me, Internet? Someone out there?
We can hope. Like, one random executive at Nintendo somehow listens to 3 Australians bitching in the corner. Like, oh, I like this idea.
We could sell them a new dock, and then when the cart breaks, because they've been slamming it into the unit too many times, we could sell it to them again!
As long as they still coat it in that weird chemical that tastes horrible. So when people try to blow them, they just, God!
And just the amount of cartridge brackets that it break because you got to blow in them. And some people spit in,
Yeah.
they ended up rusty, and they ended up fucking terrible. Like, But
I still love that was, like, conventional wisdom, and
Yeah.
no one seemed to know where it came from.
yeah,
it
just blowing
appeared.
it, it'll work. And then it worked.
Yeah.
And the hilarious thing was it was working because your saliva was getting on the contacts, giving them a better contact to get the game to run.
Yeah.
But that same saliva corroded the connector, which killed the game.
Yeah, so it fixed it in the short term, but fucked you in the long run.
Yeah.
Just
But
so
by then it was
hilarious.
someone else's problem because I'd already finished
Exactly.
what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we
So,
were on a major tangent.
I think we can drift away from our nostalgia rant and get into this week's stuff. So the U.S. Justice Department's finally going to start trying to do something about Live Nation Entertainment.
We might be able to actually afford to have tickets to things.
I know, right?
Amazing.
So if you don't know, basically within the concert space, Live Nation Entertainment, who also own Ticketmaster, basically control every layer of the concert experience. From the artists to the ticketing to the venues. They pretty much run the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have gone so far as to soft threaten other venues who don't use them with using them. Because there was a story about a smaller venue who used another ticketing company. I think it was called ACE.
Yeah.
No, AGE? Something like that. It was like 3 letters. And Live Nation sent him a letter basically being, you can do what you want, but we have a problem. And it's 3 letters.
Oh, fuck.
That's That's some fucking mafia shit.
Fucking oath it is.
Oh,
But yes,
God.
this level of like vertical integration with one company is how you completely screw everyone over.
Yeah.
Artists aren't getting paid, venues are getting screwed over, and fans are getting absolutely nickeled and dimed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ticket prices are whatever the fuck they want because they don't have competitors.
The weird thing is, it's like, people aren't being paid, but by God, do they rake in money. It's like,
Because
oh,
people aren't being paid. They're just taking
Yeah.
everything out of it they can.
Absolutely. So they're finally being targeted, which has been well needed for a while.
Yeah,
Like,
for a long time. I think one of the big ones that I remember hearing about was one of Taylor Swift's tours.
Yeah.
The Ticketmaster website not only didn't work, it crashed multiple times. People were in up to 1 hour wait times on a fucking website to get access to tickets, and when they made purchases, the purchases didn't go through.
Yeah. But they thought they did. So they thought
And
they
you
had
call
tickets.
yourself Ticketmaster?
Yeah. They are the masters of withholding your ticket. That's how this works.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ticketmaster.
Me neither, to be
Generally, when I see something on their site, it's like, oh, I don't really want to go to that anymore.
I
They
avoid
charge me
it.
way too much.
Yeah. I will avoid Ticketmaster because it's not going to be worth it.
Like, it has to be a band that I really want to see, or I'm not sure I'm ever going to get to see again.
Yeah.
Like a while ago, I went and saw a band called The Midnight. Amazing show, by the way. But they were through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
And it was my only option. If I wanted to see this kind of niche American band in Australia, that's how I had to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they charged a whole bunch of money. I've seen multiple bands for like $30, and they're
Yeah.
charging like $120 for one band.
Yeah.
It's like,
fuck.
guys, come on.
It's fucking ridiculous.
God
didn't
help
even
you with
have-
this too.
I didn't even have to pay that much money to go see Insomnium, and they're a massive European band.
Yeah. Like, even
I-
I know
again,
of them.
I'm-
I haven't listened to anything. I just know of them.
I'm not even, and again, I'm not shitting on the Midnight for this. They were fantastic. They did an amazing show. Ticketmaster's the problem.
Yeah, because guaranteed they would have no choice in who would have been dealing with it, because somewhere in
Yeah.
their contract with whoever they signed with would be
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, we go through Ticketmaster."
Yeah.
That's basically the problem. Big
Yeah.
studios have signed exclusivity deals with Ticketmaster, and that's the only person they can sell through. They're not allowed to sell tickets through other companies.
Yeah,
It,
which is
Yeah,
always
like-
strange.
it's almost like vertical integration screws people over. Almost like Coles and Woolies buying up producers and then pricing everyone out of the fucking market.
Fuck.
Ah, good. Bringing it back to the real topic.
Yeah, because fuck Coles and Woolies.
Yes, we will stand behind
yes.
that for years.
It's another example of that sort of vertical integration.
Yeah.
They have such a stranglehold on all ends of the process that they can do what they want.
Which,
And-
not ideal.
While the Australian government still needs to get off its goddamn ass and sort out Coles and Woolies, at least the American justice system's trying to take on Live Nation. Whether it'll come to anything, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
But action is action.
we're not going to complain about something happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, provided
So,
something actually happens.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I want something to happen, but, like, look, if they try and they fail, at least they tried. And I'll take that over doing nothing at all.
Oh, honestly, I kind of want to see how Ticketmaster and like these guys try to bribe people, just like sliding some Taylor Swift tickets across the table. Like, maybe this will change your mind.
Does your daughter want to meet Tay Tay?
This normally retails for $400. Only because you
We'll
charge
leave it-
that much. Like, yes.
We'll even waive the Ticketmaster convenience fee.
Fucking convenience fee. They are never convenient.
No.
No. And
Oh,
they-
wow, your ticket's digital. So's everyone fucking else.
Yeah, you
And
can't
they-
claim that as convenient now.
they're charging you for doing the work yourself. Like, they're doing
Yeah.
nothing. Literally nothing. They just run a server.
The convenience is you don't have to deal with a Ticketmaster employee.
I mean, can I pay a convenience fee to not deal with Ticketmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. There'll be an option later when they can't use the convenience fee anymore.
they'll spin off some subsidiary that, if you check all the pricing, ends up being the same, except it's a you're not with Ticketmaster fee.
The only difference is in the terms and conditions. They now own your likeness and can sell it for AI training.
So, moving on. Actually, you know what? Screw it. You brought up AI, so let's just skip ahead a little bit. Amelia Taylor, the narrator voice for Baldur's Gate 3, is having a bit of a tirade against AI programs replicating her voice. And that's not that weird, because she was brought onto she got notified about a stream that she went and checked out, and it was using her voice to read out stories of non-consensual porn.
Yeah. I would also be pissed about that. Like, fuck.
So,
Yeah.
apparently it's been happening a lot.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah. Like,
Fucking like, she's got every right to be angry about it. Like, it's
Oh, fuck
absolute
yeah.
bullshit. Like, that it's her likeness, it's her livelihood, and it's without consent. So there's a lot of fucking boxes like not being ticked there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I hope something comes of this, to be honest. Like, there needs to be... Like, we all know that this shit falls behind any legislation. Like, it always is slow to catch up with this stuff. So we have nothing guarding against it. So people are going to take advantage, and that's what they're doing.
I'm wondering, like, particularly for like in this instance of what her voice and likeness were used for, could that be a form of sexual assault? Because of what her voice is being used to portray.
I don't think so.
It could,
Why?
like, possibly
It's still
use for...
a sexual act she's not consenting to.
It's not a sexual act.
It would definitely
Just,
probably constitute
it's
as
just reading a
harassment.
story.
Yeah. Like, if she's getting people harassing her for it, she definitely has a case.
Yeah, but that's
But-
different. That's
yeah.
getting into your harassment, and it's more of an identity
Well,
theft, because like
yeah.
people recognize the voice.
It's the same thing of all the cases going through courts at the moment of AI generated images of people.
Yeah.
And
It's-
some of those are being done for sexual assault because they're images of people without their consent.
It
I think
is
the difference would
interesting.
be that in this one, it's her voice, yes, reading a story, but it's not a story about her.
Yeah. I want to know, like, what this... If they can clone someone's voice, say... I don't think they'd actually do it, but say Audible got a hold of this tech and just cloned Stephen Fry's voice or something. And be like, yeah, cool, we don't need you anymore, Stephen. We're just going to have... plug this in, and now you read any book on demand.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of this article. Yes, it starts off with why she's annoyed.
yeah.
It gets into it, and yeah, that's the big thing the voice actor industry is very concerned about. If you do one of these big, high-profile things, your voice is now sampleable.
Yeah.
There's
What
one...
can people do with it? And then there's we've discussed it in the past. All those things where it's like, yeah, now we own your likeness.
Yeah.
Well, there's an app I've got on my phone, Speechify, where it'll take any PDF of a book or any text, and it'll read it out in whatever voice it's got access to. And they currently going through some court cases because they don't actually own the licenses for the voices they've got. They've got a lease for those voices from another company, but that
Who
company...
just nicked him.
Yeah, they've just...
Yeah.
Well, they've taken the lease and they've run with it well out of scope of what they actually paid for the leases for.
Oof. Yeah.
Goddamn.
So there's like 20 voices and they keep adding new ones, but they've also... Like, companies are hard up them for it, so...
Yeah. Like,
It's
honestly,
already
this is-
happening.
Yeah, it's definitely happening, but it's something that has to kind of happen before legislation can be pushed, because we have too many old people running our countries. Where it's like, oh, I don't believe this is a thing. It's like, cool, I'm going to clone your voice and have you read these horrible things and see how you like it, sir.
Well, where I currently work, we've got a voice recognition system when you call up to help authenticate you to make certain the account that you're using is correct.
Yeah.
And a whole heap of us are already having to go through, like, they're calling it AI authentication. So even though people come through as authenticated, we can't trust that anymore. We now have to go through a full identity check that 2 years ago they weren't doing because this technology wasn't available.
Yeah.
Was do you know, very active on YouTube, the ex-Blizzard guy Thor?
Yeah.
Yes.
He actually made a really good point in one of his videos where he was talking to his chat, that he went to his bank and basically went, if I ever ask you to make a transfer, I have to be here in person.
Yeah.
Be in the bank and sign and make the transfer. Because public figure, there's hours of my voice online, people can make an AI clone of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't trust me if I ever call you up and tell you to transfer it. Don't do that.
It is not
Yeah.
to be honoured.
But even in that case, more and more banks are closing every fucking branch. They want to push you online because
Yeah.
they don't want further employees. They want the whole thing to go online.
Pretty much. It's getting to
So-
the point, there are certain banks in Australia that only exist here, but you cannot find an actual branch for them.
Oh, there's a whole heap of like
Yeah.
exclusively digital banks. There has never been a shop front. There'll never be a shop front.
What is it? ING's like the big one in Australia, I think.
Yeah.
There's a whole friggin' heap of them down here. Like, I'm in South Australia now, and there's pretty much everyone that I'm working with all goes to a digital bank. None of them go to a brick and mortar bank anymore.
The problem is those digital banks give better interest rates, give better returns.
Yeah, because they
So
don't
a lot of
have as
people
much
choose them.
overhead of having to like lease a building or pay staff or anything.
Yeah.
It's all done online. But if something goes wrong, that's just gone. You've got no one you can go to.
Or if you can, it's going to be someone in, like... You'll probably end up talking to an AI clone. It'll be fine.
Who? If they decide to shut down tomorrow, you got nothing. It's just gone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, look, even if a brick and mortar bank decides they want to close down tomorrow, just because they're a brick and mortar bank doesn't mean you get to talk to them.
No,
That's true.
but at least there is a trail that they fucking existed. If your entire bank is only online and that website is gone tomorrow,
Yeah, trying to, like, prove that to an insurance claim would be interesting.
Well, that's where you if you're gonna use those sort of digital online banks,
Yeah.
for the love of Christ, go with one that has a known name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like,
Just because Joe Blog down the street's digital bank has wicked interest rates.
yeah.
yeah.
Honestly,
if it's too good to be
there's-
true, it's too
probably
fucking good to be true.
Yeah. Every time.
That was a weird tangent getting into banking.
It's that
Yeah.
whole fucking aspect of the way the world's going, and it's rather
Yeah.
fucking shit.
I don't
We're
like it.
getting there entirely too quickly.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the main issue I find. But we've outstretched what the legislation's up to. Like, look at what scammers are doing now with AI. They are using voice cloning, and they're also using a lot better AI generation for essentially faking video calls.
Yeah.
So it can be a matter of, jump on the phone with, these people, I'll invite them to the call, and they'll vouch. They've done this thing. Those people don't exist. They are computer models.
Yeah.
Like, it is scary the shit you can do if you put the time and effort into it. And scammers will put the time and effort into it.
Well, it's that whole thing of like the advertising of an AI girlfriend you can have all these chats with. They're literally just fucking skimming that. Like, that's all they're doing. But
Yeah.
so is the fucking Google Assistant, the Samsung Assistant, the fucking
Yeah.
Siri. All of them. They're just filtering your data.
Everything
all
just
they're
takes your
doing.
data. Like, there's no way to be completely offline without staying away from electronics. Not just not owning them, but you have to stay away from them. Because they will listen. It's
You have an account somewhere, it's tracking as much data as it is able to.
And not just you, but the people next to you, and the fact that you're near them, and that starts recommending things to you based on who's around you and what they're watching. It is, when you start looking into it, very scary. There's a reason a lot of IT specialists, and especially IT security guys, are manually doing things. Like, I had a conversation with one a while ago. It was like, I've seen these. Like, I was talking about those locks you can get, the digital pass locks and that kind of stuff for a house. He's like, that's interesting. It's like, I would never use one. It's like, oh, why? You're like integrated. You have all this stuff. Like, no, key lock always, never change. It's like, oh, fair.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to going diving and seeing shark nets the first time and realizing how large the holes are in them. It's like, this is here to protect us. Oh god, a whale can fit through there.
But no, the problem is a lot of whales can't fit through there.
That is true.
But yeah, I really wish that whole section was a tinfoil hat thing. But unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
bad.
But the problem is, it sounds like it's a tinfoil hat thing, so no
Yeah.
one ever believes it.
Yeah.
Right, shall we move on?
Please.
Something better.
So, I mean, it's not better, but it's a thing I think a lot of people are getting a lot, and very needlessly, like,
Uppity
oh my
down.
god, this is happening?
Yeah.
Because Microsoft wants to put ads in Windows 11 start menu. Hey guys, go open your start menu on 10.
Yeah.
They already did it.
Unless you opt
The
out.
fact that anyone thought that they weren't going to do this again in Windows 11 was fooling themselves.
Yeah.
It wasn't in their current build, but it was always coming.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The second they were forcing people across to this new version again, it's like, yeah, you're going to start making the shitty changes
Now-
as they always do.
Apparently, just like Windows 10, you can turn it off. It's in the settings. But of course, it's a opt-in by default.
I hate that.
I mean,
I know why they
it-
do it. Otherwise, no one would ever actively do it. They wouldn't.
yeah,
opt into
but like,
it.
if you have to forcibly make people use something, it's probably not good.
Yeah,
No.
it probably doesn't need
Yeah.
to exist.
Opted out should be the default state. If I want it, I will opt in.
Absolutely.
And
But you know
guess
they would
what?
just spam
I
you
don't
ads.
want ads on my start menu.
No,
Yeah.
fuck no.
Just start investing in ad blockers.
I don't want ads. It's fucking hard to get an ad blocker for your OS, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. God help us when Neuralink start being a thing. Imagine
Yeah.
like going to a cafe and just
Right.
going. It's like was it Stray Cat Strut? Just plugging
Yeah,
into
you
anything
walk
with
in-
orgs.
My brain's got a virus.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The former Blizzard president suggested you should be able to tip devs on games you finish.
No. Like, if there was a way to guarantee that money went to the developers and didn't just line the pockets of some executive on a yacht somewhere, maybe.
Look, the idea, I actually don't have an issue with. There are games that I've played and I've gotten, like, disproportionately large amounts of entertainment out of.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would not be opposed to kicking a couple extra bucks to a dev if it was like, look, man, you charged too little for this. I got way more out of it than you planned. Have some money. But I am very, very aware it's just going into some CEO's bank account.
Oh, yeah.
It's not helping any of the people who made that thing who I would want to have that money.
At best, it might buy them a pizza party.
No,
Yeah.
I doubt it'd even do that. They'd get a plaque saying, "Congrats, we made
Yeah.
extra dollars that you'll never see." But
Yeah.
even
Congrats,
then,
I
like,
bought another Porsche.
the way the games industry is at the moment, how long before that? Oh, leave a tip and get this extra mission,
Oh, yeah.
or get
Oh, yeah.
this
Yeah.
They'll
extra
twist
thing.
it.
Yeah,
And then after that, it's like, oh, this level's only available for tippers.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's another one of those, like, cool idea, kind of behind the idea. How will you fuck me with it?
yeah. You're just waiting for the fucking shoe to drop on it, because
Absolutely.
it's going to happen.
Which is fucking annoying in an industry that we all love, is the fact we can't trust it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I can't trust this thing I really enjoy. How fucked is that?
I know. I mean, springing off that, so, and this is something I kind of agree with. Companies shouldn't be able to run subreddits.
I agree.
I agree.
Currently, the subreddit for The Crew is run by Ubisoft.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
guess
be a
who's
thing.
suppressing any mention of the game being delisted, the Stop Killing Games campaign, or anything about how to get refunds from Sony or Steam on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get they probably created the subreddit, because I think it's kind of any time a new product launches that they make their own subreddit.
They
But-
probably do.
You know, marketing people.
Most of
but,
them
like,
are community run. Because
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
the games company or the developers have already got their own website, their own forums,
Yeah.
all of that. In this case,
Unfortunately, most people go to Reddit though, so a lot of companies are now
yeah, when
picking
they
up
produce
and
a product,
camping
they
the Reddits.
which is fucked. Like I went through and I had the crew on my Ubisoft account, and I went going through it, and it says this game is no longer available. Go to our store for your next adventure. It's like, go and get fucked is for my next
like,
adventure is what that's going to be.
Go fuck yourself. I was like, oh, we took this away from you. Maybe go spend some more money, and we won't take that away from you. We swear. But actually, has there been any further traction on the guy fighting against that bullshittery?
That'd be Ross Scott from Accursed Farms.
Yeah.
No, not well. I mean, other than that, a lot of people are talking about it. Keep talking about it. We really need to fight this fight.
There
Oh,
needs
God,
to be
yeah.
a lot of
Petition
vocal
is
traction.
The petition is not yet live in Australia. As far as I had a look at the website today, and I could not find the petition. So I'm guessing it's not yet live for Australia. But you better believe I will not shut up about that petition for
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire time it's running.
Oh yeah, no. Like the second that's available, the first thing we'll be saying on each episode is like, "Hey, look, a petition. Go look. Go sign it."
Yeah. So, but I just think it's particularly scummy. It's like you're the one doing the bad thing, and now you're suppressing information about it on the community Reddit.
Yeah.
Do the air quotes come through on that?
I think they did. Honestly, I'm surprised. I know why Reddit's probably allowing it. There's money in it for them, but I'm surprised Reddit didn't go, "Hey, maybe don't do that."
Well, it's their subreddit, so they can do what they want with it.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
As long as
and
it doesn't break
Reddit
broad guidelines.
Reddit doesn't give a fuck about its community basis. After
That
it
is true.
reamed all the third-party apps and everything, forced you to go back onto their site, now the only viable Reddit app is the official Reddit app, which is full of
shit.
ads unless you pay a monthly subscription. And even then, it just reduces ads, not remove them.
God, I hate that.
Reddit really fucked over a lot of its communities.
I'm surprised Reddit is still going. That was a pretty big hit.
It was, but unfortunately, it's one of the. It's like Twitter.
Yeah,
It's
It's
ingrained
so
now.
It's ingrained as a
Yeah.
place where people do these things, and so it's going to take a lot more to kill them.
Yeah.
Hell, look at Elon Musk. He still hasn't killed Twitter, although his newest idea might.
He's been trying. Fuck.
He's circling back around to the idea of making people pay to post.
They're not paying for your check mark. Why are they going to pay to post?
Oh, did you see what he did with the check marks there?
Oh, did he change them again?
Okay, so what he did is he wanted to start sort of getting a bit of traction. So he started just giving people check marks.
Oh, but
They didn't pay. They didn't do anything. He just started going, "You have a check mark now."
you're verified. Like, how?
And
I
of
wonder how
course,
many bots he's
people
giving it to.
and of course people didn't like that because it implies that they paid for it.
Yeah.
So he decided to make it impossible for you to hide your check mark.
Oh, what a dick move. How has he
Needs
not
to-
ruined this company?
He needs legitimacy because it's all fucking scammers and idiots with check marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs legitimate users to have those check marks, and he needs them to be seen so it looks like that the X is legitimate. So
God
yeah,
damn.
he basically just went, "You get a check mark, and you get a check mark, and none of you can hide it."
I'm never calling it X.
No, it's dumb.
I don't care how pissy he gets. I am
It's
never
still
calling it X.
Twitter.com for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Like, it was the dumbest decision he's made. I know he has a weird obsession with X, like SpaceX and all that kind of old stuff, and one of his first websites was apparently X.com. And it's like, I get that this is your thing, but stop it.
Look, you created you bought a website whose name was synonymous with the action.
Yeah.
You didn't microblog. You tweeted.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what service you run. You could be on fucking Mastodon.
Yeah.
You still tweeted stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I don't want that brand recognition anymore.
It's the equivalent of Velcro getting pissy that hook and loop is referred to as Velcro. Like, every time.
Yeah. What a medical adhesive strip? That's a Band-Aid, right?
Yeah. Like, most places will dream of that level.
Same as a
recognition.
Nicker or a Texter. Or like,
Yeah.
there's any one of 1,000 things. Or I'm going to Google something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Hey, man, you
I don't
got a
want
bit
that
for me?
recognition that everything
Look.
already recognizes as this
Yeah.
product.
At this point, if someone turned up to me and said, I'll let me bing that for you, I'd probably punch them. Like,
Yeah.
oh. But
And I
no.
don't like Google. They're a giant corporation. They're harvesting as much data as they can about me.
Oh, yeah, they are not nice.
But their search engine's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does the job. And it's like, I'm okay with this for now. But, yeah, I'm
And Bing,
just surprised Elon Musk
Bing
is
is
still
trying so
Good.
hard, and it's just, yeah.
He's
Bing
trying
just,
too
wanna
hard.
get-
Bing just wants to be something.
I still like that. What was it? The thing College Humor now Dropout did. The Google as a person.
Yes.
And when they cut to Bing, and it's just a dude alone in an office building with no one visiting.
Hello.
We're open.
Oh, man.
I love those videos. They were really good.
They were
If
really
you haven't
well
seen
done.
the Google as a person, definitely look that up.
You should definitely go and check out Dropout in general. Their stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen the stuff with the Ticketmasters now fucking over Dimension 20?
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're doing a live show, and Ticketmaster's running their tickets.
Ah, fuck.
The Dropout team has been, the legal team for Dropout has been fighting with them about it quite heavily.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Brendan, the ultimate anti-capitalist, is now having to deal with the capitalist dystopia.
He's probably super happy he gets to go against it, though. Guaranteed that for that one shot they do, it's going to be the thing is going to be Ticketmaster as the big bad evil.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next
No.
D&D campaign where buying tickets is the evil.
Yes.
Yeah, for some kind of company called Master Ticket.
Yeah.
That'll be the name of the evil guy. Ah, Master Ticket.
So, Disney's Speedstorm community, a community I did not know existed.
Yeah, me neither. Like
Is,
racing games are where franchises go to die. How is there a community for this?
Apparently, they're quite grumpy right now because what was previously free is now going pay.
Yeah.
So it kind of boils down to this: the game company who runs this particular product, and it's a kart racer, which is another thing I would have thought had seasons.
Yeah.
But as of season 7, they're going to be making you pay $10 to get the premium pass, which contains all of the goodies.
But the fact that this has
Hey.
already been around for 7 seasons.
Yeah.
I know, and typically a season is 3 months.
Yeah.
So, fuck.
Yeah. So it's already been running for well over a year, and it's got a community large enough to be pissy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do understand when something that was free is now $10, and it seems to be, as far as I can understand it, and this is not an official statement from the company, I would like to point that out there, they were finding that people weren't completing the battle pass.
Yeah.
So they're going to essentially halve the amount of EXP you need to push to the battle pass. And now they're like, yeah, now we need $10. Which sounds like, oh, we made the game easier for you, so pay me $10 for that privilege.
Yeah. Like, I understand, you know, it's a Disney thing. There's probably someone higher up in Disney platforms like, wait a minute, this is free? Stop that right now. Like, this probably just went unchecked for too long before someone realized that the tick box for charge all the money wasn't done. But I understand why they're pissed. Like,
Yeah, no.
that is
Look,
the
again, we're
equivalent
making
of...
fun of them as a community, but
Yeah.
like any gaming community this happens to, that's a load of bullshit.
Look, you can make fun of basically any gaming community. Look at the Sonic fandom. Google your name followed by the hedgehog and turn safe search off. See how long your sanity lasts.
It's either going to be something bizarre or pregnant.
Yeah. Possibly both.
Yeah.
Like, there are strange people in every fandom, guaranteed. But it doesn't mean, like, the fandom are bad. Like,
Yeah.
they have a right to be pissed. Like, this is
100%.
kind of like Overwatch after saying we're not going to do a story mode, suddenly charging for access to their game again or something. It's a betrayal of a fan base.
You mean the thing where Overwatch charged for the single player content? The
Maybe.
thing they actually did?
It's that
listen.
Warner Brothers fucking Smash clone.
Yeah.
They pulled completely off the market for a full year before they brought it back, and now they're charging more for characters they'd already unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
How much money can we squeeze out of everybody?
Yeah.
Again, corporations should not be allowed in general.
And this is like, and you know it's going to happen again whenever they get around to doing the next Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Because Larian has distanced themselves from it. They don't want to do another Baldur's Gate. They've actually actively said they did everything they wanted to do
Yeah.
with Baldur's Gate 3, even to the point where they cancelled a potentially planned DLC.
Which
So
I
they
can-
could have made more money.
I can kind of respect that, to be honest. Just like, no, we've done what we wanted. We're done with that now. We're going to move on. It's like, fucking A, well done.
But of course, because it got so many, it's won every game award that it's been put in the category of, and almost swept all of the BAFTAs this year.
A couple of them who did, I weren't supposed to be notified, just turned up. Like, hi, it's ours now.
I mean, like, if they got nominated for the BAFTAs, they got it.
Yeah.
So the only categories they didn't win were the categories they weren't in.
Yeah. Like, it was a really good game.
It is a watershed mark of games.
Yeah.
If you've not played it seriously, consider, even if you don't normally play those sort of games, give it a go.
There is a reason a bunch of AAA developers came out going, oh, no, that's not a benchmark now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it is.
Don't
Go fuck
compare
yourself.
us to Baldur's Gate 3.
Alright, be better then. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, and Larian put the work in. They've been
Oh,
making
they
these
did.
games for years.
Oh, friggin' oath.
After Divinity Original Sin 1, they approached WotC about doing Baldur's Gate. WotC said no, so they went and made Divinity Original Sin 2 as basically a proof, like, look, we can do it.
Yeah.
And then WotC said yes. But now, WotC's shopping around looking for another studio to make Baldur's Gate 4.
God, I would hate to be that studio.
And the way Watts is going about their fucking business at the moment, like, you know it's going to be a microtransaction riddled
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. They're going to try and just piecemeal that shit out and, like, milk it as best they can, because they're not going to
But I mean,
get
like-
Baldur's Gate 3 level again.
What studio would you even give that to? And I look, there are a lot of talented people out there, a lot of talented studios. But fucking studio is going to be dumb enough to say yes.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll
This-
end up with the same studio that's currently making D&D Beyond at the moment.
Probably, actually.
But that's not a game studio.
No, but they are trying to make a VTT with a lot of interactive elements, and they want to expand it massively. So if they can keep
that's
the
fair.
entire
That's fair.
license and playstyle
But all
in-house,
Yeah.
and then play the next Baldur's Gate on our exclusive platform, but also play the character at home on your own tabletop,
Yeah.
or play it in our VTT. Just
Yeah.
that's the direction that they've
Why did
fucking
you have to
gone
bring
in.
this up? I hadn't thought of this.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying.
I hadn't thought of it
I
either
was
until you
terrified
just
they
said
just-
it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I was
oh
afraid they'd
motherfucker.
just give it to some no-name studio that fucks it up, let alone make it into the corporate dystopia.
Oh,
yeah, no. That,
But
I agree.
If
That's where it's
Hasbro
going.
can do it, Hasbro will do it.
If there's money to be made, Hasbro will make that money.
So, in-house dystopia aside, I just can't think of any studio you'd want to hand that to, or would be stupid enough to say yes.
Yeah.
This isn't like a game like Half-Life when it came out was revolutionary, but it didn't shake the entire industry when it came out.
Yeah.
You couldn't make another FPS like it around the same time. Baldur's Gate 3 has not only reinvigorated the point and click, the turn-based RPG market, it's brought back RPG stuff, story, impact for choices, like everything everyone actually loves about role-playing games, it brought back in spades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to follow that up?
Who's going to want
And
to
if you were going to, you'd want as many years separation from it as you could
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
get.
If they had any form of brain, they wouldn't bring it out for another 10 years at least, and then
Because the-
and then release it with a Baldur's Gate 3. Like, you get Baldur's Gate 3 with it, because people
Yeah.
will buy it just for that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But you
I mean,
Like a
guarantee
Baldur's
there's an
Gate 3
executive
remaster
somewhere.
in fucking 10 years' time when it's
Yeah.
at 28K fucking resolution
Yeah.
to play on your Neuralink knockoff.
Oh yeah, but I'm guaranteeing there's like some executive there pushing it for it to be released within the year, essentially. Like they're gonna want this out
They'll want
as
to
soon as
strike
they
before
can.
people forget.
Yeah,
Which is dumb because one of the things that left enough room for Baldur's Gate 3 to do what it did was its distance from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
yeah,
Which, in the time when they came out, were some of the biggest, most well-regarded role-playing games that were ever made. The fact that they continued one story across 3 games,
yeah,
Yeah.
because it was Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and Throne of Baal, I want
I
to say.
think so. It sounds familiar.
They,
But either
they
way.
pushed one story across all of that and took you from 1 to 20 and into epic levels.
Yeah,
It's like, that is an insane experience across all of that. And if you tried to do a 3 after that, that would have been a hell of an ass.
Yeah, friggin'
oh
oath.
yeah,
The fact that it has been so many years since someone's done Baldur's Gate left enough space for Baldur's Gate 3 to be as amazing as it is.
yeah, absolutely.
And no other studio, I think, currently, that I'm aware of, necessarily has the chops to do this.
yeah,
The only other company I can think of would be Obsidian, but I'm not even sure they exist anymore.
yeah. If you can pry them away from making mobile games, then maybe. If there's,
I actually want to know if Obsidian Entertainment still exists.
I'd be surprised if they haven't been parted out yet.
I mean, the last thing I remember they did, which is probably a little sad, was Fallout New Vegas.
Oh wait, no, they did. No, it was a different thing, just associated.
Yeah,
with it.
no, Obsidian still exists. They're still kicking around.
Oh, that's good. I could give it a shot.
They did Avowed, Pediment. Oh, they did the Outer Worlds.
Oh,
That
that's
was the
right.
thing. That was the. I knew there was some big thing that like really hurt their rep, and that
Yeah.
was it. It was the Outer Worlds
I had mostly scrubbed that from my brain.
because they advertised it with the people from the good Fallouts.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, that backfired on them.
yeah, it
Well,
did.
speaking of Fallout,
Yes.
So the Fallout TV show, pretty fucking good.
segue.
We're getting good at these.
It's like we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, no, it's really good. It's at. I was talking to my housemate about this, and I think the big thing that makes it work is it really passes the sniff test.
Yes.
You look at it, basically any major screenshot, you'll look at it and go, Fallout.
They kept the theme on point. It has that same soul from everything I can see. Unlike, Halo, which ran away and slapped the Halo logo on something.
I mean, it tried to bring it back with Season 2, but it just couldn't keep it together
Yeah.
and betrayed itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fallout, they did practical effects for the power armor, for fuck's sake. They could have very easily used the excuse of it's not going to look right, it's not going to look like a dude in actual powered armor.
Yeah.
We'll just CG it. No, they did practical effects. They
Which
actually
falls.
have someone in a big bulky outfit. And yes, it does kind of look like a cosplayer shuffling around the set.
Nice.
But it's still rather a dude in an outfit for that than nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what they did for everything. Anytime they could do it practical, they did. The only thing that I've seen in the show that really doesn't quite work is the ghouls.
Yeah.
And that's not a fault of the show. They do a good job of making sure they definitely stand out. It's not like you could confuse any of the ghouls for something other than a ghoul.
Yeah.
Because the main character one, they've CGA'd out his nose. But a ghoul in the game is supposed to look more decomposed, kind of wet.
Yeah.
That would be so much work for a TV show to
Oh,
do,
yeah.
especially given the fact that they're filming in mostly desert locations.
Yeah.
It would be really hard to keep, unless you had someone who just had a bucket of goo on set and brushed him down every time they wanted to do a shoot.
What's your job? I'm the goo boy. I goo the ghouls.
All I did all set was goo on this actor.
Are you sure you're on the actual Fallout set, not the porno remake? Like, no.
So, they definitely done a lot of, like, there are some compromises.
Yeah.
But those compromises feel in service of getting a better product out. They've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like I said, it passes all of the sniff tests. Like, the Vault Dwellers look like Vault... I love there's an early scene when the main character, Vault Dweller, gets out of the vault for the first time. And of course, she's lived in a vault her whole life, so she's got a very jovial tone and is very happy. And she's talking to one of the Wastelanders. And she's, very jovially asking him for directions while holding a gun on him. Because she doesn't know if this guy's dangerous, so she's got her gun out.
Yeah.
But she's not talking like someone holding a gun.
Yeah. That's fair. I like
It's
that.
great, and it feels right. So, yeah, okay, it's not adapting any of the stories we know, which I think was a good idea. It definitely has some of the soul of Fallout, and just enough so it feels good.
Yeah. And then you compare that to something like Halo, which didn't keep that theming on point.
No,
Like, they got distracted. But we were talking about this in the preamble, and we may have figured out something that we kind of want to see from the Halo universe.
much more.
And the idea is I would love a series based around the ODST when the Spartans come in. Because they were top dogs. They were the guys who ran shit. When everything was, like, wrong, you called ODST, the Helldivers came in and stomped fucking skulls. And then a single Spartan could put out their entire division.
Yep.
Like, imagine the shit you could do with that. Because the Halo series tried to, political intrigue. It's like, you can't really do that. You should have hyped the Spartans up some weird alien thing that these ODSTs hate because they're taking their job. Like, in the games, the ODST program was almost shut down because of the success of the Spartans. It made sense. Why drop some people from orbit when you can literally drop one dude in power armor and watch a planet burn?
You also don't have to drop that guy in power armor in a shell.
Yeah.
You just drop him in the armor.
Yeah. Like, perfectly fine. He just gets up and dusts himself off and starts slaying Covenant. And you could easily, lean into that.
And a bit of the problem they were having was they really wanted to, humanize the characters and have them go through all this turmoil.
Yeah.
A thing you generally don't really have... they've started to try and explore it with the games more recently, but it's really not been a part of Halo.
Yeah.
So, why not just use humans?
Yeah.
Then you can have all the human emotions you want, and it completely tracks.
That gives them a much better aspect from it, because the ODST are just blokes who drop down. They can they can take their helmet off. They've still got human experiences. Whereas when a Spartan drops in, it's like, is that even a human anymore? Like, is that just a fucking robot that's dropped in and it's now tearing the land up? Like, there's a whole different aspect. You can look at it and go, okay, fuck, there's a lot more happening here. Not just big thing, smash thing.
There's also the fact that Seth mentioned at the preamble, the fact that Spartans get shit done. That is their job. Like, regardless of the casualties or civilian losses, they will fuck up the Covenant. Whereas ODST was still people. They would still, try and save civilians. They'd go off mission to do these things. But imagine a episode where ODST is in the middle of an operation, a Spartan is dropped in, fucks up a city to get rid of a Covenant prophet, and you've saved, hundreds of people, but the Spartan gets all the credit because he killed one guy.
Yeah.
Like, that would be an
that
interesting
pisses you
character
off.
arc. Yeah. I would feel pissed off for that character. And I love Spartans.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch that. They could have done this, but instead of it's like, no, we have to have Chief in it. Like, you don't. Halo Legends proved you don't need Chief.
Yeah.
Like, a Spartan appearing every so often to fuck things up and disappear like a weird ghost that no one ever quite sees is terrifying, as they're meant to be.
Hell, the ODST game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't playing a Spartan there. Still a beloved game in the franchise.
Oh, fuck yeah. It was a great game.
And it still had an AI that ran around and helped you. Like, there was the little planet AI that pointed things out and did stuff that didn't need a Cortana in it. Like, they had so much more, and there was much bigger odds against your character. It was a lot more compelling. You could have a more human element to it. than this
Yeah.
shit we've currently got.
The other AIs in the game franchise had different personalities to Cortana. Some of them were downright difficult to deal with because
Yeah.
of their personality. Imagine a AI who's in charge of looking after ODST teams. Like, I'm just gonna fuck with you. Find it funny. Like, throw some drama in.
Yeah.
Why not?
They pretty
You
much
don't even
like
need to have that happen. Imagine if you just had AIs interact.
Yeah.
Like, say you still wanted to name drop some characters. Have the AI that works with the ODSTs interact with Cortana.
yeah.
And of course, Cortana's going to be like, oh yeah, nah, man, Spartans. A grade. Fucking love them. And this guy's going to be like, they're fucking assholes.
Yeah. One of them dropped a ship on
any
a
of
city
the
for
cores
fun.
from Portal and put that as an ODST AI.
Oh, yes. Because they wouldn't get the top-notch core, because they'd be given, like, the
they
shitty
get the
core.
throwbacks.
Yeah. It's like, what's wrong with your core? Oh, he's a bit neurotic. Make it like an overbearing mother. It's like, you can't... Do you
No,
have your
I-
sweater? Like, I have tactical armor. I'm not putting a sweater on. It's really
Nah,
cold.
it's got to be like the most laid back AI ever.
Yeah.
Like, you get to the mission thing and it's like, okay, now install the device. What device? You know, the one that you needed for the mission. You didn't mention that. It was part of your gear list. I'm not your mom.
Fine, I'll launch it from orbit. It'll be over there, so go get it. But, there are so... Like, that's what annoys me the most about the Halo
And then,
series.
just for shits and giggles of it, so call down your stratagem, it'll turn up. Oh shit, wrong franchise. Anyway.
Wrong Helldivers. But like, that's what annoyed me the most with the Halo series. It was such a lost opportunity, and they just squandered it. There are so many things. Like, I get if you want to make something different within a franchise, sure. Just go to the fringes of that franchise. Find something weird on the outskirts and bring it to the fold.
There's plenty of meat on the bones of that franchise. You didn't need to retread and fuck up old ground.
Hell,
They even came up with a cool idea in the show, which decided to not do it.
Yeah.
Which was what does a soldier do once they can't be a soldier?
yeah.
Apparently, according to that show, keep being a soldier.
Yeah, it never ends. Just keep going forever.
But, like, that was a cool idea and would have been interesting with this concept of, like, what do Spartans do when they can't be Spartans? Because, like, wouldn't it be cool if you had, you were doing a show that was more about ODSTs, and there's just some dude who keeps showing up in the thing. He's a civvy. Turns out, ex-Spartan.
Yeah. That would be
be more interesting. What do you do now that you're a super soldier who can, like, crush my skull with your hand, but you're flipping burgers?
Yeah.
Like, what's that about?
Or even, like, if you really want to, like, mess with the ODSTs, you put an ex-Spartan in charge of them. One of the washouts from the Spartan program.
Keep it as like a background detail that they find out across the show.
Exactly. It's just like one guy, he's got a limp to him. He can't walk very well. It's like, oh, yeah, he's just a soldier who...
A Halo Bad Batch or a Halo Lower Decks.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Side note, we're getting the last season of Lower Decks.
Oh, I'm disappointed it's going to be the last season. But
A
I'm also
Halo
happy for
Lower
Lower
Decks, but it's just grunts.
I would watch that. I am not going to lie.
Covenant Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grunts and jackals just having to deal with the shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
We do all the work and then Sengeli get the honors.
Oh, I would love that. That'd be great. Especially if it's done by the same group. Just give them another franchise apart from Star Trek. See what they do.
Look, we are actually eating pretty well lately
Yeah.
for game adaptations.
We are.
Halo is more the anomaly than the rule right now because we had Arcane, which was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And let's face it, that game didn't even have proper lore.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bunch of
fan-made
background articles. No, it's real lore, but it's
Yeah.
all background stuff because it's not important to playing League of Legends.
Yeah.
League of Legends is just a 5v5 lane game.
Yeah.
It's a MOBA. So the lore didn't matter, but they created this fantastic TV show from all the back tidbits.
Yeah. And I loved it.
they-
It's great.
And that was fantastic. That was another example of a property taking the essence of the thing and distilling it out into something that really worked, just like Fallout did. And then you've got The Last of Us, which was more like the almost beat for beat rendition.
Yeah.
They did it so well.
Yeah. They were very true to the original feel of that game.
Yeah, and they did use some characters and parts, but they changed up the beats a little bit for a TV show as opposed to the way a game ran.
Yeah, make it a little bit more fresh and interesting.
But they could definitely, like the things with the dude and his brother.
Yeah.
How his brother gets bitten and then turns and then he kills himself.
Yeah.
Like, they still did that scene, they just remixed how they did it for a more viewing audience instead of a game playing audience.
Yeah. Which is fair. You have to make some sacrifices in the adaptation. Like, it's never a one-to-one.
And if you do one-to-one, it doesn't work.
Yeah, because then it's just, oh, I know what's happening. Like,
Well, it's less that you know what happened. Like, the minute I saw those characters, I knew what was going to happen to them because
Yeah.
I played the game. But the way they presented it was still compelling.
yeah, definitely. But then, like, I think Halo came about because they saw those kinds of adaptions doing well. And oh, fuck yeah, we'll get on that train. And it was a bit rushed. They got the wrong people to do it, the wrong story writers, and it just wasn't good.
It's bad. Like, the first season is absolute trash. The second season does some things right, but nowhere near enough to correct the ship. And it does some of its own fuck-ups, particularly toward the end. Again, a central question of that season is, what do you do when you can't be a soldier? That's one of the last questions anyone asked Chief in the season.
Yeah.
He's beaten the Arbiter, and he's like, just kill me. If I can't be a soldier, then what am I?
Yeah.
And so he just kills him.
Yeah.
You literally have someone asking the thesis question of the show, and the answer is keep being a soldier.
Yeah. It was just a squandered chance, and that annoys the ever-loving shit out of me.
Yeah. There's something more disappointing about something that squandered good ideas
Yeah.
than something that was just hot trash.
Like, they were on the right track for a second, and then they just veered off out of
Well, I
nowhere.
mean, I think a good example of that is that we brought up the Halo TV show multiple times since that second season dropped.
Yeah.
Once the first season finished up, we didn't talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
We
at
were
all.
done because it was a trash heap, and it was like, cool. We've talked about the trash heap, moving on. The fact that we can keep coming back to the second season of Halo and going, here's more stuff that they did well, that they fucked up,
Yeah.
tells you just how close they came to a bunch of really good ideas, and then just shat the bed.
They were so close to pulling out of the tailspin. Like, they were so close, and then they just doubled down. Like,
It's really annoying.
yeah.
Still garbage. Still don't watch it. It's
Yeah.
not good. But it's
Hey,
better than the first
If
one.
you're going to watch it, make it a drinking game with a bunch of friends and just rip it apart.
Yeah. That would be the only way I could think to enjoy that show, would be essentially do your own riff track while drunk.
Take a shot every time, like, Chief takes his helmet off and pouts. Like,
Or just, as a
it's gonna
thought,
be,
don't watch it and just go play the original Halo.
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially, like, go get the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, fucking oath.
It's fucking
Like-
great. If you have Game Pass, it's already there.
One of
Because
the,
that's got all the best Halo games in it, and Halo 4.
yeah. Yeah.
We should definitely play Halo again at some point.
I
We
really
all
wish
have
it
Game
wasn't.
Pass. We can play it on there.
Yeah, but it's only 2-player.
Ah, yeah, true.
If, on the other hand, it was 3 or more player, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do that right now.
You can do 2, 3, and 4 as 4-player. Just only Halo 1 it's only 2-player.
Really? I
Yep.
could have sworn that it was still only 2-player through 3.
No, because I've played 2, 3, and 4 all on Legendary with 4 of us. 4
Okay,
people.
then, we should definitely download that and play that, because then we can at least play Reach 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I'd be keen.
Yeah. Right, so I think we're going to finish up and start a download happening.
Definitely.
Yep.
We have a weekend coming. It's going to be good.
I know, right? Alright, y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.